Alright, peace. I was shared this in a video the other day, but when I kept reading, I realized I should have just kept going. So it's only one more page. I'm gonna show y'all what this author says. This guy died in like 1870 something. So this book, I don't know when, but it had to have been written in the 1800s, obviously. So I mean, hold on. Originally published in 1875. There you go. There you go. Okay. So maybe he died in 1890s, but anyway, you see, it was originally published in 1875. Very, very important because they told more of the truth back then. All right. So it says here, we will note it as a curious circumstance that several of the above named saviors are represented as being black, Jesus Christ included. Watch this. And whoever had this book underlined this too. It's funny. All right, just listen. There is as much evidence that the Christian Savior was a black man, or at least a dark man, as there is of his being the son of the Virgin, or that he once lived and moved upon the earth. And that evidence is the testimony of his disciples, who had nearly as a good opportunity of knowing what his complexion was as an evangelicus. I can never say that right. Or omit to saying anything about it. In the pictures and portraits of Christ by the early Christians, he is uniformly represented as being black. And to make this more certain, the red tinge is even given to his big black ass lips. The only text in the Christian Bible quoted by Orthodox Christians as describing his complexion represented it as being black. Solomon's declaration, "I am black but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem," Solomon 1:5, is often cited as referencing to Christ. According to the Bible itself, then, Jesus Christ was a black man. See somebody had that underlined? So it's crazy. Let us suppose that at some future time he makes his second advent to the earth, as some Christians anticipate he will do, and that he comes in the character of a stable Messiah. How would he be received by our Negro-hating Christians? Sensitive olfactory nerves. Hold on, my son. Oh, my bad. Of sensitive olfactory nerves. Would they worship a Negro God? Let us imagine he enters into our fashionable churches with his rough and ready Woolsey seamless garment on, made of mild seagrass, thus presenting a very forbidding appearance. And what would be the result? Would the sexton show him a seat? Would he not rather point to the door and exclaim, "Get out of here, no place for niggas"? What a ludicrous series of ideas is thus suggested by the thought that Jesus Christ was a darky. It's fucking hilarious. Okay, in the tradition of the divine Savior being born undefiled and underflowered versions, has an astronomical chapter we must not omit to notice. The Virgin, with her God-begotten child, was pictured imaginarily in the heavens from time immemorial. They are represented on the Hindu zodiac, at least 3,000 years old, and on the ancient Egyptian planispheres. And if you will examine Britain's geography of the heavens, you will find the infant God Son, the Sun, is represented as being born into the new year on 25th of December, the very day the sign for Christ's birth. And maybe, my son, boy, he be hating, and maybe rising over the eastern horizon out of Maria Mar. God damn it. The Latin for sea. Okay, with the infant God in her arms being hurled or preceded by a bright star which rises immediately preceding the Virgin and her child, thus suggesting the text, "We have seen the star in the east and have come to worship him." Matthew chapter 2, verse 8. Such facts led the learned Alfonso to exclaim, "The adventures of Jesus Christ are all depicted amongst the stars." Wonder why I study astrology, wonder why I pump it so hard, and such facts fasten the convention on our mind that the stories of gods cohabiting with young maids or virgins, and begetting other gods is of astrological origin. The story of Jesus Christ included. A critical research shows that astronomy and religion were interbred, interwoven, and confounded together at the very period of time, so indubitably that it now becomes impossible to separate them. You see? Astrology was before religion. I mean, duh. That's the times, the stars. It was before man could decipher them, right? Just thinking on a mundane level, right? So there you go. I'll show you. It was hilarious. The black talk, that was hilarious. But and also show you that it's all astrological. You feel me? That's what it's all about, man. It's all about you. As above, so below. Book is all about you. Jesus. With your black ass. Peace.